Okay, I'm going to attempt to explain to you what a GMO is. The term GMO stands for genetically modified organism. And what that means to us is they take certain seeds and they change them in a lab. They manually change them in a lab, and they change them for certain reasons, so they can become more Roundup tolerant, so they can supposedly produce more and be more drought tolerant and other certain factors. But instead, what they have done, instead of them making a better seed, they have made a worse seed and a very unhealthy seed for human beings. A seed that produces very unhealthy food. A GMO seed cannot even reproduce. A plant from a GMO seed cannot reproduce its own self. Like God has made plants to do. So there's your first clue right there that it's, there's just not something right with it. They have taken a perfect seed, a perfect food in which God has given to us, and they have messed it up with their man-made science. So one of the reasons today that our children are all allergic to everything, I mean, you don't go in a classroom where I bet probably at least 50%, if not more, of the children are allergic to one food or another. And they say it's because God made food for our body. He made our bodies, He made the food, and our bodies are supposed to recognize that food when we digest it. But what happens with a GMO food is your body does not recognize it as a food, and so it attacks it. And that's why we have all these problems today with our children being allergic to everything. They started producing GMOs in 1992, and since then we have seen significant health problems pop up that previously, it really wasn't an issue. And so at our house, what we try to do is, that is like the main reason we eat organic. And you say, well, what foods are GMO today and what foods aren't. All right, the main GMO crops that they produce in the U.S. is corn, cottonseed oil, sugar beets, soy, and well, those are the four main groups. And so you say, well, I don't eat soy, I don't eat that much corn, I don't eat cotton. So what's the big deal? But actually, almost every food that is in your pantry has some type of corn or soy product in it, or cottonseed oil, or canola oil, or anyway, they all have those products in them. Almost probably 95% of the food in your pantry is a GMO food or has a GMO product in it. In Europe, most of the countries in Europe have banned GMOs from coming into their countries because they're so bad for you. And so this is why, along with a lot of research, we even bought a film and watched about GMOs that was very eye-opening, and I wish I knew the name of it, but I can't remember it. But maybe I can put it on my blog for y'all to research. If you will go on my blog, it's finding50.weebly.com. You will see a picture of all the GMO product foods that I pulled out of my pantry one day, and I just have them lined up on this table, and it was very interesting. It was a very big eye-opener when I started looking at the food in my house. Also, dairy products. You think, well, they're not, GMO foods, but they actually are, because the farmers feed their cows GMO corn, GMO grain. Well, not grain, but corn. And so therefore you're getting GMO milk. Same thing with your meat products, beef, chicken, whatever, and your eggs and your butter. All these animals are getting fed GMO grain or GMO corn, and so therefore all the products that they produce are GMO products also. So anyway, that is the reason that we prefer to buy organic food. We know that the organic food we eat is good for us. There are no GMO products in it. You can have products that aren't organic, but that are non-GMO, which is a good thing. And more companies are coming around to seeing that Americans don't want to be poisoned every day by their food, and that we do want to eat healthy and become a healthy nation. So anyway, I'm just trying to help y'all to understand why we eat organic. We don't do it because we're trying to be better than everybody else. A lot of people, they'll turn your nose up at you if you eat organic. You must, think you're better than we are. But of course, we don't. And we just do it because we figure what we spend on food today, we will save on doctor bills in the future. And so people ask me, well, isn't it really expensive to eat organic? And so what I've done here, I went grocery shopping the other day, and I just went to Publix. I love Earth Fare and I love Whole Foods, and actually Costco has a lot of organic products. I love going there. They have organic beef and chicken, and that's really hard to find in a grocery store, so we get a lot of that from there. We also get beef from a farmer that is an organic farmer, and so we'll just go in with a couple of friends and we'll buy bulk and split it up, and so we all get our good healthy meat. And also there's a farm store up the way that actually sells ground beef that's organic. So if you look, it's out there, and yes, it is a little more expensive, but not astronomical. So I just wanted to show you what I bought at Publix the other day, so you can kind of compare prices. I would say that buying organic is probably about a third more expensive than buying just normal food, but the health benefits, way outweigh the unhealthy benefits that you get from regular food. So I'm just going to show you what I bought. Alright, and some of the items, like the Stouffer's mac and cheese in the back and the Edwards pie, well, that is not non-GMO and it is not organic. But I added it in there just so you would see what the total bill was. But let me think. And of course, I got my kitty cat food. But there's bread, there's baking goods, there's Tostitos. They've come out with organic Tostitos chips now, which I love. Organic salsa, butter, the cream of mushroom and cream of chicken soups. They have those. I like bottled water when I'm going out instead of buying it in plastic, which is so bad for you. At Publix and Winn-Dixie, you can buy this kind. I don't know if you can see that. You can buy this kind, and it's in glass bottles, and it's really good for you. There's bread, hamburger buns, apple juice, creamer, King Arthur, one of my favorite flours. They've just come out with an organic all-purpose flour. I'm excited about that. There's pasta, buttermilk, mayo. I had salad, but I've already eaten it. That's spinach there, grapes, lemons, a couple of canned vegetables. And so anyway, all of this, and I feel like I'm forgetting something, but maybe not. Maybe I got it all out. All of this cost me about $180. So, you know, groceries are expensive, period. And yeah, you think, I just can't afford to buy organic. I'm just going to stick with the regular stuff. But just let me tell you, you really need to do your research on GMOs and then make up your mind whether you're willing to spend the extra money or not. So that is my tutorial on GMOs, and I hope you really will take the time to do some research into it. And like I said, go check out my blog. I have an article about it on there. And just go look in your pantry and see how many products you have that is soy and corn. I mean, you'll be really surprised. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.